What's good, family? Shout out to the boss man, Corey Trevor, for boosting up your man the YB coin. So, we got some breaking news right now, as it pertains to your man's Tyson Fury and his going concern career. So, the WBC president, if you man didn't know, over the last few weeks has been telling us that he's fixing to have a meeting with Tyson Fury. Bear in mind, Tyson Fury pushed Dillian Whyte's wig back on the 23rd of April. So it's been damn near 4 weeks now, certainly 3 weeks, since we saw Dillian Whyte's wig, wee muffly wig come flying off his bonds for him. Yeah? So ever since then, WBC president's been saying, yeah, I'm going to sit down with Tyson. We're going to work out what he's going to do regarding his retirement. 2-2s. That week has now apparently been, and the WBC president has leaked / broken his silence on the discussions he had with Tyson Fury. Yeah, and President Maurizio Suleiman said the following. Suleiman told Sky Sports that he's recently spoken to Fury and will give him sufficient time to ponder whether or not he will follow through with those retirement plans before deciding who will become next WBC heavyweight world title holder. In quotes. We have 1 year to have the next mandatory fight. At this moment, we will wait for the decision of Tyson Fury. And then, we will either do a series of fights, a boxing tournament, going into a final elimination. But at this time, we're going to wait because we don't know the specific circumstances. Suleiman continues, mentioning a couple of top-ranked contenders within the WBC. Number 2, Joe Joyce. Number 3, Joseph Bunker. But was non-committal as to whether or not that would be the clear and obvious play. I believe that Joyce and Parker are fighting for the WBO interim championship, but I have not confirmed that. All the variables may change. So there you go then. Basically, listen, end of the day, man, I hate to cuck you dons with the title, but you got cucked 100%. Yeah, that's what you did get, 100%. But listen, your man the YB down bad, man the YB got bills to pay, yeah? If it means you dons got to get cucked on the titles, you man got to get cucked on the titles. Do you know what I'm saying? Bills must be paid. That's what they must be, 100%. Anyway, like I was saying, end of the day, the news is, there is no news. Yeah, not my fault, listen. I told you before, if I was Mauricio, I'd have pulled up and said, listen. Yeah? I'd have said, listen, Fury. I appreciate that you want to be doing these funny games, but let's take the legacy, or let's take the sport into consideration here. Yeah? I'd be trying to pull on Tyson Fury's boxing history strings. I'd be saying, listen, Tyson, mate, respect the sport. If you want to retire, and that's the thing, a lot of people are saying, YB, if Fury wants to retire, let him go. I agree to some extent. Would I advise that? Do I like the idea of that? No. But, like I said, really my issue isn't that Tyson Fury wants to retire. The reason I'm kind of annoyed or whatever is the fact that if you're going to retire, retire. As in, flat out, retire, drop the belt, and go along your way. At least that gives people something to work with. The reason I'm frustrated and or pushing, saying it's stupid for him to retire, which it is the fact that he's leaving it in limbo. Do you understand? It's not as if, fair enough, yeah, if Fury came out, had officially dropped the belt, etc, then I get that. I get people saying, leave him, he's gone now, let him be. But he hasn't gone, has he? So it leaves that whole weird thing, and that's why there's supposed to be governing bodies. They call it governing bodies for a reason. The WBC is supposed to be a governing body. It's not supposed to be a cuckening body who sits there and acts as a sideman to the fighters. And the WBC is a big cuckening body because they did the same with Wilder. They let Wilder pick bums after bums. And to be honest, the only reason they allowed Wilder to fight Fury was because they thought Fury was a bum. That's a fact. Wilder thought Fury was finished. And Wilder thought, wow, this will be a good way to get a big name on my resume who's finished. That's what it was, 100%. Yeah? Because Wilder had been offered. AJ offered him 140 million bucks. Yeah? So it wasn't about fighting the best. Because at the time, AJ had all the belts and he was offering the most money. Wilder didn't want that. Wilder wanted easy name and whatever else. Obviously, we now know how that story finished. Nonetheless, that documents the history of the WBC. They just do whatever. They're cuckolded by the fighters. They're fin-domed. They're domed. Yeah? Whatever fighter's the champion, Maurizio he don't do his job. He doesn't govern. He's sidemans. Yeah? The sport's supposed to stand above all individual fighters. And ultimately, the sport's supposed to stand below the fans. That's what... All of this stuff, people forget. And that's the problem today. That is the problem today. The problem today is these fighters have got all this money and they think it came from thin air. They do. They think, oh, I'm so special because I've got a big Lambo. Do you know where that Lambo came from? That Lambo came from all the fans putting the coin in. That's a fact. Yeah? These guys think they're so hot shit these days. And I think Fury and other people should take that into consideration. Yeah? The fans' emotions. What? Yeah, it might be great for you to string us all along, but it's not, is it? Yeah? It's good for you to... It might make you feel good stringing everyone along, but what about the fans? The fans want to know, have some certainty here. If you're gone, good luck to you. If you're not, why can't you just say you're not? I don't get this whole song and dance, and he does it every time as well. It just pisses me off. I'm sorry, but it pissed me off. Yeah? Especially when we're excited for future opportunities. Why play this game? I don't understand it. The game's dead as well. That's the thing. It's not even a good game, is it? Saying you're retired when you're not. It's not even... It was funny the first, 5 times. Do you know what I'm saying? No word of a lie. The first time Fury pulled it back in 2013, it was probably cool. In fact, I remember, yeah, when... I remember when David Haye pulled out twice, and it was the second time. IFL TV interview 2013, I'm sure it was. David Haye pulled out for the second time, and Tyson Fury looked broken. And he said, oh, you know what? I'm done with this game. I'm retiring because I can't deal with this. I'm sick of not getting big fights. That was probably I think that might have been certainly it was the first time where it really felt half real. And that was the first and last time it needed to be done. Yeah? Now it's just played out and no one's trying to hear it. Everyone thinks you're lying anyway. It serves no value. Like I said, if I was managing Fury or advising him, you know what time it'd be. We'd be out here saying, listen, end of the day, there's too much sweet panani around. Yeah, these dons are sweet today. It'd be wrong of me. The boxing god, you know what I'm saying? I'd be a sinner in the boxing god's eyes if I left all this sweet, you know what I mean? If I left all this sweet on the table. Way too much sweet. Yeah? What would it say about me if I left a bunch of bodybuilding midgets in the division? Let's be real now. What would it say? What would it say about me if I left a bunch of bodybuilding cruiserweight midgets to their own devices? Yeah? It'd be playing wrong. It would be playing irresponsible. Yeah? It would be irresponsible of me to leave bodybuilders in the division. Yeah? Pumped up weightlifting midgets from 200 pound soaking wet. That's what you should be saying. 100%. Not all this other stuff. Oh, I'm retired and I'm going with a family. Even Paris didn't believe it. That's the worst thing. Paris came out and said, you know what? Undisputed makes sense. And one more. That's what she said, I swear to God. Paris came out and said it don't make no sense to go now. And that's his own wife saying that. His own wife said, you know what? He says he retired, but the truth is, one more makes sense. Let's do the undisputed. And let's pop the bodybuilder as well, whilst we're at it, for some free coin. Yeah? But anyway, WBC, playing their same funny style games. I don't like it. Nothing ever changes in the game. And that's why I do like Dana White. People criticise Dana White, but guess what? No one plays no games with Dana White. He the boss. He tell everyone what going on. Yeah? If you retired, you retired. And to be fair, I think maybe with Habib. But even that, Dana gave Habib some time, but it was some time. It wasn't like a whole bunch of time. I guess it's only been 3 weeks, but the difference is, you see, Tyson Fury has claimed he's retired. So in a way, Maurizio is exposed Tyson Fury. Maurizio has confirmed Fury is not retiring. In fact, that's what the title's going to be. Oops. Because think about it. Let's do the maths here. Let's do the maths. If Tyson Fury had retired, Tyson Fury knew Maurizio was coming to meet him 3 weeks after. They only met 2 days ago. So Tyson Fury knows Maurizio is coming to meet him 3 weeks after he already said he was retired. 3 weeks after pushing Dillian White's wig back. Well, you've had 3 weeks. You told us you were retired. You've insisted you're retired on your social media in the last 3 weeks. Maurizio comes. Is that not the perfect opportunity to say, yeah, Maurizio, it's been 3 weeks now. I've thought about it. I've been doubling down on social media. Here's the belt, mate. Thank you, I'm retired. Oops. Fury didn't do that. Maurizio came out and said, oh, well, we're going to give him some more time. More time for what? You said you was retired. So there it is. There's the title. The title is Maurizio Suleiman confirms Tyson Fury is staying. Because that's the facts. If he wasn't, he'd have shut it all down already, wouldn't he? Oops. Yeah? YB got too much IQ. All the dopey channels ain't see that one. You man, the YB got it. He ain't going nowhere. And we know that anyway. Yeah? But, like I said, Team Fury need to sharpen up here, in my opinion. Because there's some allegations that Fury versus White didn't sell well. Now we know at the start the tickets were flying out the door. They were shit hot tickets. So what happened? What went wrong? I told you what went wrong. I told you the week before the fight, yeah, this was feeling flat. And on fight week I said, wow, given the anticipation, given when tickets were first went on sale to when 2 days before, I said this is feeling really flat. It don't even feel like a big fight. Why? They were doing all the hugging, they were tickling nipples. It was really weird. That's why, people. Think about Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis. Even Pacquiao and Mayweather. It had this bad feel to it. Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis, Tyson was chewing on Lennox's leg. Yeah? Find the balance there. I'm sorry, but you can't sell. I understand it's 2022. I understand it's the rainbow flagged on gang. Yeah? That said, you man, I understand that Dillian's rainbow and whatever else, good for him. Yeah, I'm happy for him. I understand that Dillian White's involved in with his husband Dean and whatever else, fine. Yeah? That said, you don't have to be doing all that funny style stuff either, do you? Okay, no. Sell the fight. Tell us what you... Pretend you're having it, at least pretend you're having a fight. At least pretend you're going to knock his block off. And the thing is, he did knock his block off. But it's like, why, if you can knock his block off, why not tell us that? Pretend you're going to be ferocious as such. Because it's almost like Tyson Fury's things completely inverted now. Before, he would talk about KOs and then not do nothing. Now, he gets KOs and he's wet as ever. It's all back to front. No one ever lie. Before the Klitschko fight, Fury said, listen, before the Klitschko fight, yeah, Fury gave Klitschko no respect and said, listen, Vlad, you're getting it. You big stiff robot dosser. Yeah? Huh, 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 huh. Yeah, that's what he said, 100%. And then, he went in there and didn't do nothing, run around the place, played touch butt with Ido Portal, 100%. In 2015 November, Tyson Fury, Ido Portal, and Vladimir Klitschko got in the ring, and they all played touch butt together. I think even Conor McGregor was there for a bit. Yeah? Next thing we know, Fury going in there with Dillian White, tickling nipples, and then gets in the ring and smokes the dude's pack with one shot. The big Brixton bummer. Really hard he's supposed to be. Yeah? So there needs to be, go back to what you used to do. Yeah? Dillian should have been getting it. Yeah? And in fact, another great example. Remember when Tyson Fury was on Sky Sports talking about Tony Bellew's big homoerotic boyfriend, the plumber. Yeah? And he got, you know what I'm saying? He said, listen, Tyson Fury was on Sky Sports and said, listen, Tony Bellend and the Big Plumber. I'm sending you right back to your GBF. That's what you're gonna do. Yeah, and that's what Tyson Fury should have been on that kind of thing, telling Dillian, I'm sending you straight back to your GBF. Dean, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, you best believe it as well. And that's why the pay-per-view sales weren't as fire as they were supposed to be. It didn't have that feel to it. I know. I'm tapped into the casual side of things. I'll tell you when it's on fire, and it was. A month before, when the tickets went on sale, it was on fire. But then, I think Fury almost got too gassed. He started believing his own hype. Oh, my tickets sell without nothing. They don't. You must. There's a reason. Pay-per-views and it's about marketing. Bottom line. Nothing's free these days. Ever. Since time began, nothing's been free. What makes you think you're going to sell 2 million pay-per-views for nothing? Yeah? 100%.